So before the next reader comes up here, I need to make some announcements. But what I just did is what each of the readers will do. Okay, so announcements. First of all, I'd like to say, on behalf of the Poetry Society of Michigan, thank you to the Library of Midland for hosting this event and making this space available to us. And second of all, you'll notice that I don't have a flyer for you guys that says the name of the reader and the title of the poem and so forth. But if you would like that information, I understand. And so I have this little composition book available with this black pen. And so I'll have this open over here. It says, sign up to receive email list of readers and their poems. Okay, so you can put your name and your email, and I'll make sure you get that information. So I'll set this over here. Actually, I'll set it over there by the refreshments, and just like to point out at this time too that there's some flyers over by the refreshments, and the flyers are information about the Poetry Society of Michigan. So if you have questions about what the Poetry Society is all about or what happens there, you can get some ideas from that, but you can also ask me about it because I'm very familiar with the Poetry Society. It turns out, actually, I'm the president now. So, now, some people I know, when they read quietly, and when they're in front of a group of people that they're not familiar with, they speak quietly, and I understand. So we have this device here, which has an on-off switch right here. You can see if it's on when the red light is on, and it's off when the red light is off. So if you're a quiet reader, you can make the red light go on and then hold this part of it close to your mouth, and you can see it should come out of the speaker over there. I don't know, maybe somebody turned the speaker off. But there's a speaker over there, and it worked earlier. So you get the idea. So this will be here on this chair. If you want to sit on the chair, you're welcome to sit on the chair. I prefer to stand when I speak because I'm one of those people that believe that standing helps you to project your air better, and so that's my preference. But also look at the microphone here. Easy to adjust it up and down. So maybe we can try to adjust it this way before unscrewing this and raising this up and down. That would be our first option. I made a list of things, so I don't want to forget what to say here. Okay, oh yeah. I'm A, by the way. This is me, A. So hopefully everyone can see the letters, okay? And so I think everybody already knows, actually, because I explained it as you came in. But so reader B goes after me. So when reader B comes up, just take this and throw it over your shoulder for good luck. And we can go like that because they're laminated, they're very durable. Just please don't take them home because I put a lot of time and effort into those. So, oh yeah, Jeannie, could I ask you to do me a favor? Off the wall there, my mask, could you bring that up here? I'll tell the story of my mask. Sorry, I don't mean to take up all this time, but I just want to do a few things here before we get to reader B. By the way, we are recording this for MCTV, so if you would prefer not to, thank you. If you prefer not to appear on MCTV, then let me know and I can edit that portion of the tape. So you're certainly still welcome to read and participate. We're not going to hold that against you. So I just want to use this part of this display here. In May of this year, I went over to the Creative Spirit Center with maybe 20 other people, and they had a little project there on one day where we put Vaseline all over our faces, and we had some pre-treated gauze strips with plaster of Paris on them. And we dipped those strips into water and put that on our faces after, hi, welcome. After we had the Vaseline all over our faces, we put the gauze strips all over and sat there patiently for 12 minutes or so to let the stuff harden. And then we peeled those masks off of our faces and they were taken by the Creative Spirit Center staff over to the staff at the studio space, which is out on M20. And so the people at studio space somehow used clay and put clay into the masks that we had made at the Creative Spirit Center, and then fired them up in their kiln there, or in their oven, whatever they call it. So this is actually me. I think you can probably see the resemblance. So, you gotta close your eyes. Yeah. Right. So, but in particular, I wanted to share this with you because before we went in to put the Vaseline and all of the stuff on our faces, the artist who was leading us through this asked us to speak to the group about what community meant to us, just in a general way. What does community mean to you? And so I thought, wow, that's really great. And so tonight, I know nobody came here tonight prepared to say, what does poetry mean to me? But so while we're going through all of our readers tonight, just reflect within yourself. I'm just asking you to think about what poetry means to you. And maybe if we have a second event, then people can come prepared to talk about that. And we can maybe before we start the actual event, take maybe half an hour and just talk about what poetry means to each of us. So that's my little story about the mask. And I'll make sure this goes away so no one trips over it. Okay, so there's that. And then, oh yeah, everybody probably knows that we have refreshments. So if you're thirsty or you want to chew on a cookie, there's plenty over there. Help yourself. And I think we're ready to go for Reader B now.
Andy, before Arlo starts reading, you read your poem twice.
Yes.
That wasn't included in the rules. So is
Right.
it okay if we read it twice, or would you prefer we not?
No, I would prefer you read it twice.
Okay.
Yeah, just right at the beginning, say who the poet is and the title, you read it, and then say what about yourself, introduce yourself, and say what you like about the poem, and then read it a second time. Oh, and I'm sorry, I just thought of this one other thing. The foliage here has been donated by a local florist, and I was asked to not mention the name of the flower shop, but I know the name of the owner, so I can tell you the owner's name. I don't want to tell you his name, but I can tell you it rhymes with Johnson. So.